Who do you turn to when in trouble? Your friends and family? Who do you rely on for your safety in case of a serious threat to your life, in case of a crime? The obvious answer is the police. They are looked upon as the protectors in our society, but there are unfortunate cases where the protectors turn predators. Like in the case of what happened in the UK. A 33-year-old woman, Sarah Everard, was killed last year. How did she die? Everard was raped and killed by a serving police officer as she was walking home in South London. Let that sink in. She was raped and murdered by a serving police officer. Her killing triggered a debate around the safety of women and about the police force. Are there adequate checks in place for those who are being inducted into the police force? Is the police recruitment process foolproof? Was this a one-off case? Well, the answer emerged today, and it is worrying, to say the least. According to a watchdog, hundreds of police officers who should have failed these checks in the UK may be serving as a part of the police force in England and Wales. Hundreds of cops who should not be serving in the police force. This review was commissioned after the murder of Sarah Everard. Of the 725 sample cases closely examined in this review, there were concerns about 131 officers cleared to serve in the police forces. What's more worrying is that the watchdog said the actual total could be much higher. 8 forces were examined. 1 officer convicted of domestic abuse and 1 accused of sexual assault were among those who had been accepted. Not just that, the report also highlights misogyny and sexual misconduct. 11,000 officers and staff were questioned. An alarming number of women alleged appalling behavior by male colleagues. The review essentially found officers passed despite being suspected of serious offences and despite having criminal records. So what is the problem? Why is this happening? This vetting process is supposed to be conducted when one is applying to join or be transferred to a police force, and then every 10 years or every 7 for sensitive positions. But the problem lies in how rigorously this process is actually followed. Close supervision, monitoring the applicants with the family members linked to organized crime. Steps to reduce the risk of professional misconduct in the borderline cases also often not being carried out. Basically, a gap in the implementation of this process, which would ensure that those who are trusted with safeguarding the people are fit for that role. And if public trust in the police there has to return, this vetting process needs to be a lot more meticulously conducted. WION now available in your country. Download the app now. Get all the news on the move.